Hello you beautiful people, and welcome to my brand new video where I'm gonna explain you guys how to cuddle a lion. How to cuddle a lion, or what you need to do in order to be able to cuddle a lion, then I unfortunately have to disappoint you guys. They're at the absolute top of the food chain. They're built to kill, and the wild animals interact with them. Some of the most asked questions about my life, and in particular, my relationship with the lions. Now, the most asked question. Now, love means that no matter what the circumstances are, you always act, behave, and make decisions accordingly to the benefit of the opposite. And in this case, it's the lions. Now, pay to be consistent. You have to be always there, no matter how rough, tough, dirty, or bad things get. When they close their eyes, I'm there. When they open their eyes again after a lunchtime nap or so, I'm still there. I'm there when the camera is rolling, and I'm there when the camera is not even close to them. Into the skin of a lion. I basically have to become a lion, act and behave like a lion. No matter how, a lot of people would think, oh, that's so gross, she's dirty, she's bloody and stuff like that. But honestly, if I would push her away in such a situation, it would show that I'm not part of it, because they actually enjoy that smell. They actually enjoy such situations. Right, my girl? Now, those three things in combination is the only way you truly can get accepted by a lion pride.
Hello, my girl.
And all this takes a lot of time. I mean, look at my situation. I know the lions since they are little, and we basically grew up together. And it's not different from humans. The longer you know someone, the better you know that person. The love grows, the respect grows, and the loyalty is there. But that doesn't mean that you cannot end up in a fight. Or that they're gonna treat you like a princess. Close! And that basically brings me to the next question. Let me be honest with you guys. The moment I would feel fear would be the moment I would stop entering their living space and gladly step away. One thing I've learned in life is that fear is a terrible companion when it comes to maintaining or building a relationship. And this counts not only for animals, but also for humans. Think about of respect there, but that has nothing to do with fear. Sometimes you can see me in videos just stepping away from them quickly because they catch up a fight with one another, and of course I don't want to end up between two lions fighting. And here comes the next question. They see me as part of their family, but does that mean they see me as a physical lion? Nah, I don't think so. According to my experience, they see me as something like a modified lion. I do adapt to their behavior, and I of course follow their rules. But I think physically they rather treat me like a younger and more fragile pride member. For example, if they have offspring in a lion pride, the adult lions do not play as rough and tough with the younger ones as they do it with the other older lions. And I feel they treat me a similar way when it comes to physical contact. And even then, if they treat me softer than the other lions, I end up having all the time bruises and cuts and injuries. But you cannot avoid that, because that's just part of a lion's life. Very honoring, but also humbling feeling. But ultimately, to be honest, there is no words which can describe the actual feeling I go through when literally living with them and spending time amongst an entire pride. You must imagine that's also the reason why I work out a lot. I mean, you know, lions, they communicate very physically. So that means I need to be strong and stand my ground. You know, sometimes the whole domination game starts only by saying hello to one another and pushing against each other. And if they would push me around like a doll at all times, they would lose very quickly respect of me and then obviously try to dominate me at all times. And that would end up with much more injuries and maybe even more severe injuries. The leader or the king or anything something similar. You guys must understand, I distance myself from all kinds of competition between them. So there's no way I can consider or rank myself as a king. They do definitely know that I'm physically not on the same level as they are. In me, they can feel that I'm built different. That's why they also treat me differently from the other lions when we are playing and cuddling and play fighting with one another. Nonetheless, it always ends up somehow in cuts and bruises and injuries, but that's okay, because they're supposed to be lions. They're not pets, and they're not supposed to be pets. And this is the exact difference between a lion who is trained and tamed with meat and whip in comparison to one of the Hakuna Matata lions who basically lives a beautiful life amongst his social pride and just being a lion. Now this is an absolute misconception, guys. Actually, it's the opposite way. When they're hungry, they're much more social. Because keep in mind, lions are social cats. They hunt in a team, in a pride. So when they feel hunger, they have to be good with one another in order to succeed and get some food. And in any case, you don't go and eat your family. Once you're family, you're always family. You don't just suddenly decide to kill your brother or sister and eat them. Now the interesting thing is that each lion has a very unique character, so the mood within the pride is different every day. So before I enter the lion property, I have to analyze their body language and their mood from afar. This will tell me in what mood they are, what's going on, has anything changed in their ranking system, is someone a little bit moody today or are they very cuddly, and that allows me to react accordingly and adapt my behavior onto their mood. But when I see from afar that there is tension in the air, or two of them maybe have an argument or could end up in a fight, I tend to sometimes not even approach them, because I don't want to end up between two fighting lions. That could end fatal for me. So the most important thing is always to stick to the rules of the king. My focus is on the leader, and he will tell me how I have to behave amongst them in order to not end in trouble. He never feels comfortable, not even with me. And if I see that he's causing the trouble or having a very bad day, does not appreciate any closeness or, any love, I say, okay, I respect you, and I'll gladly step away from the situation. And second, and that's the major part of it, is the body. It might be hard to believe for you guys, but lions literally communicate the same way as we humans do with one another. Just instead of using words, they do use their body and certain sounds to communicate with one another. They're constantly in an exchange, and when I'm sitting around them, just looking at them, for you it looks like a sleeping or chilling lion. For me, I can observe certain communications and arguments between them. You see that? As I told you twice, I told you 3 times. One more time and I'll fuck you up. There are some major body parts I look at in particular in order to read the basic body language of lions. Now here we're talking about language. Once you manage to do that, you scratch open the surface and are ready to dig much more deeper into the complex communication of lion language. Of course, they will always know who I am. I mean, in the world of animals, especially social living mammals, the topic family and social environment is essential. That does not mean that you cannot be pushed out of a family, a pack, a pride, or a clan, but that means they will always know who you are. Now, when it comes to the Hakuna Matata Lion Pride, they can see me and recognize me already from afar. If you would stand next to me and walk with me towards the lions, they would immediately know by the way I move and the way I walk, this is Dean, we know him, he's family, and this is something or someone else. What's going on? And this leads me to the next famous question, which is a lion pride without being attacked or even killed. Actually, there's only 2 ways of how to be accepted by lions who are not trained to tolerate humans in their environment. So the first way is you chase him away or you kill him and get the rest of the pride to submit